I just
The
want
plumbers.
the plumbers.
Yeah, because they suck.
They suck. I mean, we're undefeated.
they're
Mike.
undefeated.
I mean, yeah, but
If you got something to say, go ahead and say.
No,
it.
Wait,
I-
Mike, have you watched the one game?
There's
no
no way.
chance.
I
There's
just
no
I
way
read
he's
the
watched-
headlines.
Yeah, that's the
I mean,
definition.
That's a
His
Michael's
article.
No,
like,
no.
Good evening, degenerates, and welcome back to another episode of DGen Hours. We are here to cover Olympic basketball.
Oh, God.
It is
Oh, yeah.
officially time. The exhibition matches
I'm
are
hyped.
done. Olympic ball is starting this weekend. So I want to
Big
cover.
ball.
I want to cover everything that's been going on with this team because at first it was like, oh, this is the Avengers team. Like this is them. In the last two games, I mean,
South Sudan.
barely
Oh
cover,
my God, that would've been
barely
electric.
winning against a 43.5 point spread, almost the biggest upset in basketball history on the money line.
Or
so
just
cool.
sports history, probably.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
we
that
got
was
a lot
pitiful.
to cover. So without further ado, let's talk LeBron in the Avengers basketball
Oh,
squad.
God.
Okay, I mean.
The 2024 U.S. men's
2-4.
basketball team, codenamed the Avengers, has had their struggles, and I
The
just want
plumbers.
the plumbers.
Yeah, because they suck.
They suck. I mean, we're undefeated.
they're undefeated.
I mean, yeah, but
If you got something to say, go ahead and say.
No,
it.
Wait,
I-
Mike, have you watched the one game?
There's no way.
I
There's no way
I
he's
read the
watched.
headlines.
Yeah, that's the
I mean,
definition.
That's a
His
Michael's
article.
No, no, no,
He's
no.
never,
articles.
he's
The
never.
Yeah,
articles are
I've been
back.
reading the reports,
You haven't read it.
and they're pitiful reports.
What are the
What are
reports?
they saying?
What did they
Pitiful,
say?
What are they saying, Mike?
They're saying that we're losing, and then we
We've
have
never-
to come back, and then we have to, win the game. And that's pitiful.
All right. Well, enough from people who haven't watched the games. To the
I
rest
mean-
of us that have been watching these games, I'll just run through the games we played. Canada, pretty easy win in our first game, 1-14.
Canada.
Australia, barely edged out a win there.
Yeah,
One
that
by
was close.
4. Josh Giddey was going crazy.
I love that.
Yeah, I think he had.
I mean,
I think he
he's
had.
always
over
going
there.
crazy.
It's different rules over there.
I think
No,
he
he
had a
always
triple double.
He's always
he had,
going crazy.
He had 16, 16, and 16. I think is what the
No,
stat.
that was-
Oh
Those are
yeah,
crazy.
oh, and
He loves that- he loves that
16.
number.
Sorry, that wasn't the stats. That was something else. We next played Serbia. Absolutely blew them out,
Yeah.
which is a good sign because Serbia is one of the better teams.
Yeah.
Jokic
Oh.
and every.
The
What?
Serbs.
We match up well against Serbia. Like,
What?
really well. Yeah.
What was the well there?
No, yeah, the Serbs.
Mike loves the Serbs.
Thanks for adding
No,
that.
I mean,
yeah.
that's-
Then the next game is the one that got people talking. South Sudan.
Oh,
Wow.
43.5 point favorites before the game.
did someone give me the odds for them to win the gold medal?
South Sudan.
Oh my God.
A billion to one.
No, they went from plus like 10,000. Scrappy to plus, like, defensive 8,000 team. after the game.
Dude, they did not miss. from
Shayok
deep.
was shooting out of his mind. And Kurtik Jones.
Yeah, that guy was nice. I mean, he's got a ball on him.
What?
He's got a ball on him. He's got a strap. He's got
yeah.
a strap on him.
Yeah.
He's got a strap on.
He's got a strap on him.
Tyler back again with the strap.
Yeah,
on.
I love that sentence.
Tyler loves strap
But we were down by like 17 at one point.
Yeah.
We were down 13. Me and Ryan were in Vegas.
Oh God.
And I live bet
I looked at
at
the screen.
lunch. Yeah, we were watching it at lunch, and I was like, oh, this is the easiest live bet of all time. USA minus 17.5.
I was
and
never
then-
worried.
That
I turn on the game with a minute left, and we're down. I'm like, all right, this is not going to cover. And we need LeBron to hit a game winner with 13 seconds left, and then South Sudan missed
had an
two
easy
good,
bucket,
easy
yeah.
looks to
Yeah.
win the game
Yeah.
as time has expired.
Wow.
And then last, we beat Germany by 4. LeBron had to go absolutely beast mode to even take care of that game. So I just want to open it up. Is there reason to be concerned the way we've played in these exhibition matches? I know KD's been out, but I mean the team as a whole has been awful besides LeBron.
There's a little bit of reason to be concerned. One thing about these international teams, first off, it's 40-minute games instead of 48. I learned that by watching these games.
Mike had no idea that.
No, that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Another thing too is these teams. What happened in South Sudan? Actually, in the first half, we shot. I think it was 1 for 13 from 3, so 7%.
Not
and,
lights out.
and they shot 7 for 14. So the common theme in a lot of these games is international ball. They shoot a ton of threes. U.S. doesn't really shoot a lot of threes outside of Curry. Devin Booker might shoot one here or there, Drew Holiday, but the Germany game, I think they put up 42 threes that game in 40 minutes.
That's insane.
No, it just makes no sense.
I love that.
So the U.S. really, I'm not worried about them once they get going, but definitely they could
Drop one in
they
match
could
play or
drop
something
one
in the series.
because it's a shorter game, and if they don't take care of business and strap up really on defense is where I've seen the most holes. I'm not really worried about their scoring, even though they don't shoot a lot of threes. We're just so talented that individually no team can really match up with us.
Especially when KD comes back.
But we need to figure it out defensively because we can't let teams get that hot from three and then us get off to a slow start because there might not be enough time for us to catch back.
Yeah, what do you think, Ryan?
Win the game.
It was the same argument I had when picking them. We were picking the odds. It's just like, besides LeBron, it just doesn't feel comfortable like late in games on offense. Personally, for me, like I just don't see anyone taking over really. It was just LeBron. No one else really wanted it or wanted to do it. LeBron just said, "Give me it. I'm going to do what I always do."
Yeah,
and
it works.
And no, it works. No,
works.
but unfortunately,
king.
it can't work in my opinion, it can't work every time.
No, every game it can't.
So I'm saying, so I think one time someone's gonna need to do it, and I haven't seen anyone look comfortable
I think
doing
I'm
it.
hoping KD.
Yeah, I think it's
Well,
gonna
yeah,
be
like,
we had this
Well, I'm
conversation
yeah.
last time we talked about like the USA basketballs, like who's gonna take the last shot, like who's gonna be that guy, that go-to
Yeah.
guy, and so far I guess it's been LeBron, but like Ryan said, I don't know if it always.
Yeah,
can
I
be
don't know,
LeBron.
dude. And he
I'd
was playing
rather-
extra minutes too.
I'd rather just not be in that position to
Yeah,
begin
I
with.
mean,
That'd be fantastic to not have to
We haven't just
hit a game
looked-
winner against South
I also
Sudan.
we've had a different starting five.
That's the I was
every
about to bring that
time,
up.
and
That's
the
what's
one thing
annoying
is-
I was gonna say the lineups
Dude,
are
if
crazy.
if Anthony Davis does not start, I'm going to be absolutely just floored because Joel Embiid has looked horrible.
Play
he's
well
also-
against Germany.
No,
but
no. If you look at his stats, like it's weird. Like against the Germany game was his best.
his best game
by far.
Yeah.
But like even if you look at his stats, it's like like he's still scoring, but no, he looks absolutely terrible. Like he doesn't get back on defense. Like he's
He's
super
also
slow.
coming off injury. Why would you put a guy who didn't play for a month of the playoffs?
No, he
right
just
into-
looks so out of shape. It's just like
Yeah, Bam Adebayo,
have him come off
he
the
would
bench.
be having more
But then
minutes.
like, couldn't there be a strat for them to to put all those different lineups and figure out what they want for the exhibition
well,
games
I'm sure
in
that's what
general?
they were doing,
Right?
They
but
were trying-
none of them really look like they worked. All the starting lineups are super weird. Derek White's getting minutes.
which is fine.
this
I mean,
team.
Weird.
I don't think he
but that's
should ever
but
play.
trial and error, right? I mean, you never know until you put him in the actual situation,
mean, Derek-
and they did, and it sucked all 3 times.
Yeah.
The second
White's-
teams were looking better than the first.
I don't know
teams for a
why
lot of
he's on
games.
this team. Like he's not even a bad player. He actually played pretty well. Actually, when he came on in the second half against South Sudan, they started with the bench players, and it
Yeah.
actually like ignited us
Yeah, he
to
can play
get.
defense and shoot.
But he's good, but he's not like a threat.
No,
Like I was curious, like. Because I didn't think Embiid would be this out of shape and that bad. Like,
he
why
looks
they
that
didn't
bad.
like try to get like Carl Anthony Towns or someone who's like a 7-footer that can stretch the floor,
Yeah.
like
Instead of
who's a mismatch
White.
nightmare instead of Derek White, who's like just another guard who
He's
won't-
not moving the
He
needle.
won't shoot the ball. He
No.
he had some good passes, but again, it was against South Sudan. The only time he kind of looked good.
the worst team in all of the Olympics.
Yeah.
As well. I mean, what they look like
No,
before
yeah.
and
they.
our closest game.
Yeah, for sure.
no,
No,
that's rough.
I'm pretty worried about this team, to be honest. And not like, obviously, we have the best players. We have LeBron James, KD's coming back, Anthony Edwards, etc. Like, we should win, but I'm really worried, not for like group stage, for the like our little bracket. We play Serbia, then South Sudan, then Puerto Rico.
We will smack all of them.
We should
Especially
beat
running
the
through
living
again.
shit out of all these teams. I mean, Serbia, we already beat by 30. South Sudan,
They're
we're
not
fort-
gonna have. They're
we
not
were
gonna
43
shoot.
and a half
That was
favorites.
they shot
Yeah.
out of their minds.
No,
that day.
No.
that should be a blowout, and then Puerto Rico is Puerto Rico. So we should be 3-0 pretty easily there. I'm not super worried. Even if we're 2-1, we still make the next
Yeah.
playoffs. But I am worried the way this team's been starting. If they don't lock down a starting 5 that can like consistently produce, that in either a medal game or one of the playoff games to get into a medal game, we start down to a Canada or a Germany like
with good guards.
14,
you know, to
Yeah.
control
14
the
at
game.
halftime,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, yeah, exactly. They have, you know,
Shy, you're
Shy,
screwed.
I actually am not
Schrodinger,
scared of Canada.
Jamal Murray.
After watching all this international ball, they played the most NBA like out of all the international teams. I honestly think Germany's going to be.
Germany's
in the final.
really good.
Germany has such a
Germany's really
set
good.
style of play. I've watched France play, but they just I don't know. They're too reliant on like Wemby.
Yeah,
and
we just
French.
haven't
they're
played
not
it
like a
yet,
very
so we don't
deep
know.
team. But France, I mean not France. Germany is like actually a threat. Like
Well,
I think
they were great last year too. They're
Yeah,
the team
they-
that beat us, or 2 years ago. I mean, at the World Championships.
Yeah, the World Championships.
Germans love to attack. I'll tell you that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
They
Mike,
love
yep,
to attack.
100%.
Yeah.
But but no, I don't know. I really hope we get this figured out. I think Steve Kerr's been an awful head coach, like really, really, really bad for this team. I really hope we get it put together because if this team doesn't win, it's actually a big deal.
No, it's really bad.
Yeah.
Because this is the best roster they put together in the last 16 years.
Yeah.
It's so bad. It's almost like a lose-lose situation no matter what for Team USA because if they don't absolutely murder every single team, it's you know
Disappointing.
it's disappointing. And if it's close at all, and they still win no matter what. Like if they win by like 10 or 15 against a Puerto Rico or a South Sudan, right? People are still going to be like, wow, I don't know about this team, I don't know about the team, blah blah blah. Like they got the job done, but they are never going to receive like the praise until the last game.
Yeah,
and
until
the gold
they gotta
medal
win
game,
gold.
and everyone's like,
I mean, they gotta
okay,
win gold.
all right, like they did what they were supposed to. So
If they
it's
don't, I also
such a tough position to be in.
Yeah, I was gonna say I also think it's, we talk about LeBron versus Jordan all the time. And I think that's why you see LeBron like putting more effort into these games than he did for any of the Lakers games, because this is his Olympic
Legacy.
team.
Yeah.
Like Jordan had his dream
Going
team.
on the resume
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
LeBron was on the 2008 team, but it wasn't his league quite yet. He was maybe the most athletic, best player in the league at the time. You could argue because he was
Right.
young.
Good
But that was
Kobe.
Kobe's
Kobe
team.
went back to back.
All
right?
the stories
Well,
that
the
was
2012 team was his team, and
Oh yeah.
that also.
but they were fun.
Well, yeah, no, I mean they were fantastic.
No, I know, but I'm just saying
He was the best player.
the 2008. It's always the team that comes back after a loss.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. In 2004 in the Olympics, we actually didn't win gold.
yeah.
That was the team we had like scrubs. I think Vince Carter was like our best player or something on that team.
Shout out
And then-
Vince.
LeBron
VC.
was on that team. He was a rookie.
Yeah, he was not. He didn't really do anything.
Yeah,
in
him
the
and Melo
Olympics.
came off the bench.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
and then 2008 was like the comeback season. That was Kobe's team. Same thing with the Dream
Redeem
Team.
team,
Yeah, the Redeem Team, and then the Dream Team, and then we lost in the World Championship. So this is kind of LeBron's world stage. Like it's his roster, and so I think they'll get it locked down. And he'll take care of business because I just think he's not gonna let this team.
It's just defense. It just comes down to defense. The one thing about this team is like they've been up on every team they've played like by 10 points at some point in the game. It's
Not
just
South Sudan, I don't think.
not South Sudan.
No, they were down the entire game.
Well, no,
But
no,
they were
no.
up like 7.
No,
Remember
actually,
we had a
South Sudan,
sweat?
they were up like 9 points.
We had a sweat. I remember you betting. I was like, oh, they're up by
Oh,
7.
and then South Sudan hit like 8 in a
Yeah,
row or
they
something.
They hit back-to-back threes and then
Yeah.
like a layup, yeah.
Yeah.
But even against Germany, they were up by like almost 10 points at one point. It's just like the defense they need to kind of lock down. Like, I don't know what it is. Because these players just come in and they just look not the same as they look in the league. Like, I don't know if it's like a focus thing. Like, these are just exhibition games, so they're kind of going like 80%. I don't know.
think they are.
What I don't get is maybe I'm wrong about this, but if Drew Holiday's been in almost every starting lineup, like
Yeah.
it's been a lot of them. If you're gonna have Drew and LeBron on the court, why don't you just have Steph, Drew, Tatum, LeBron, AD? So you have two guys that play with each
chemistry.
other every single game
Yeah.
and know exactly how to play. And then you have Curry who can play with anyone in the world. It's Steph Curry. Why don't you have that? Just try that lineup with guys like they just don't play together. It's like weird to describe. They don't look comfortable. Why would you try like the people like especially AD and LeBron who like pick and roll off the top, automatic bucket?
Yeah, I mean, especially with their size for international ball, like you're doing the high-low with AD and LeBron, and then you have like Tatum spotting up.
I don't know.
Like,
I just don't see how that has a bit of starting lineup.
Like
With
I
chemistry.
was gonna say, like I know KD's coming back, but like I wouldn't be surprised if that was like a consideration.
They
for
should
the
try
actual
it.
starting
Just
lineup.
for-
Yeah, and then you have like KD and Book come off
Oh
the
my
bench because they
gosh.
play together.
Yeah.
You know, like
I mean,
Exactly.
yeah.
Or just
They
have
don't
KD
play
mix.
well
KD
together,
can mix
but
in that lineup. That's just the
Yeah.
starting, just to see how you do off the flow, and then you can figure it out.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know how they haven't started.
Yeah,
that
I mean,
yet.
It's just chemistry. Like
Yeah,
they
I
just
think we're all
need
kind of in
some
agreement here, at
chemistry.
least that like definitely still the favorites, but what we've seen has been kind of worrying, not just from the players' perspective, but mostly the coaching.
yeah, it's been a lot.
Like the coaching's been really, really bad. Like your only job as a coach, you're not improving these players' skills.
Yeah.
No.
Your only job
Put 'em in
is to
position,
find
yeah.
the right combo of people that can play together at the right time.
It
And
is
we have just yet to do that.
It is a lot. I almost kind of think like they should have got the coach from UConn to coach this team for the summer.
Dan
'Cause
Hurley.
Dan Hurley, because it almost seems a lot like international ball, a little bit more comparable to college style in terms of like the rotations
Well, who
and
was
everything.
the coach for the USA basketball for the last?
No,
20
that's what I'm
years?
saying.
Coach
I
K.
think that's why
Yeah.
Coach K was so good at it because it's like a shorter game. I don't know, just something about these NBA coaches. They
Well,
just
I mean, like
they
yeah.
seem a little off, a little
They're
late.
cheerleaders. That's what they do in the league.
Yeah.
Like you barely have
Yeah,
to
to-
run an
like-
Well, I mean,
Take-
Ty Lue
is an amazing coach.
is the best coach.
yeah, I
of all
was
time.
gonna say, be careful what you
He's
say.
an
that.
No,
amazing.
Shout out to-
I was just gonna say like he's the assistant, so he's not like leading the way. So like Ty Lue's just kind of watching.
Yeah.
Steve Kerr, I don't know how I feel about him. I feel like
Well,
he's
but
just kind of there.
To your credit, like in college basketball, like those kids, they're 18 when they get to college, and 18 to 22-year-olds, right? So you're like that's a huge developmental part of your life as an athlete and in basketball. So as a coach, your job is to like build cohesiveness rather than actual like talent, like
Yeah.
skills and ball play, right?
Yeah.
It's like to actually work with a team, play with a team, guys that are just as good as you, right? Because they come from high schools, they're the best,
Yeah.
and then they all come to play with each other,
Yeah.
right? And then so it's like to build cohesiveness. So Like to your credit, like I like the idea that like international ball is like more like college,
Yeah.
where they're just better. They have better chemistry.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think also, there is something to be said about having a coach that's like universally respected as one of the best coaches
Yeah.
of all time.
Yeah.
Like when you have a
100%.
Coach K, everyone's listening
Yeah.
all the time because he's a fucking legend. And if
Yeah.
you don't listen, he'll just not play you.
Mhm.
He doesn't give like I don't know if Steve Kerr is that guy.
Yeah.
No.
Like all his championships,
just resume,
his coaching
yeah.
championships were
Resume, yeah.
one of the best rosters ever put together.
Yeah.
I would have much rather liked to see, an Eric Spoelstra as
Well,
the head coach.
You know what they say about Steve Kerr?
What did they say?
What did I
Mike?
say?
He sucks.
Wow.
Hateless.
No.
Oh.
Mike talking about
Mike
yeah.
said like 3 sentences this whole time. It was
Then he goes-
Germany loves to attack. You know what they say about Steve Kerr? He sucks.
No, he's gonna start adding people to his hate list. But
Is
no,
he a loser?
it's gonna be
Oh, yeah.
it's gonna be exciting to watch this team play. I'm excited to actually start Olympic ball this Sunday
Yeah.
against Serbia. Starting off against Jokic. I mean, we already played him, but who knows what happens against the best player in the world.
Yeah.
So definitely excited. Tate, before the people log out and go enjoy some Olympic basketball this weekend, tell them what they should go ahead and do.
The Olympics is here. How cool is that? Once every 4
USA! 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 Fight!
USA.
Sorry.
Every single sport we're gonna be sitting there like flags everywhere, just
Oh, yeah.
USA. Every
Gold,
sport.
gold, gold, gold,
Gold,
yeah.
gold, 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 gold. You guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe, share our channel with a friend, turn
Share
that
it.
notification bell on so you can never miss a beat with DGen Hours. We'll see you guys next week.
Bring home that gold, baby.
Go USA.
Good night.
USA.
Yes, hey.